Welcome back, guys. Jonlar here with another episode of Thought Play, the series where I take topics suggested by you guys in the comments down below and talk about them while playing a variety of different games. In this episode, I am playing Rocket League. If you don't know what Rocket League is, first of all, where have you been for the past, I don't even know, however long the game's been out. But essentially, it's just like you play soccer, and there's a couple other game modes and stuff with rocket-powered cars and stuff. It's fairly self-explanatory. And the topic I'm going to be talking about is my sort of the most anticipated games, the games that I'm most anticipated for. Because, well, I think the original suggestion was about the last E3 event and what games, from E3 that I thought would be exciting. But since it's been a while since E3, I figured I might as well just do a general sort of the games I'm most excited for. So, I don't even know. I'm not usually the type of person that gets super hyped up about too many games. I just sort of find them when they look interesting, or, I have friends that are playing them or something like that. And that's kind of when I start to get games, so I don't usually look too far ahead and look at what's coming and get super hyped up about stuff. But I guess the biggest thing that I'm excited for the future of gaming is VR, virtual reality. You guys, most of you have probably seen it from other bigger YouTubers, or I don't know, other ways you may have seen it, I don't know. But essentially it's exactly what it sounds like, virtual reality. You get a headset that goes right over your head and over your eyes, and you just get very immersed in the game. Your own actions and movements are transferred into the actions and movements in the game. You don't have your normal sit at the computer screen or the TV screen and hold a controller or a keyboard and mouse. You have your own movements and stuff, and I'm just so excited for it. To become it's already kind of a mainstream thing, but to become a common thing, where instead of having a Xbox in your basement, you have a full HTC Vive setup. I don't know. I guess I don't know, like I said, you guys have probably seen a lot of VR stuff on YouTube from bigger YouTubers who have the resources and materials and that to get the headsets and the games and everything for them. But if you haven't, I highly recommend you go look up some videos. You can see them, pretty much find VR videos from any of the big gaming YouTubers from, I don't know, it doesn't even really matter. Pretty much any of the big gaming YouTubers at this point have done a little bit of VR stuff. The channel that I specifically watch and learn most of my VR, learn the most of what I know about VR is Node. It's the gaming channel that runs along with the special effects channel Corridor Digital. I've been big fans of them for a long time. I highly recommend you go and check out the videos both on Node, Corridor Digital, and the Sam and Nico channel, which is the Corridor Digital kind of second channel. Lots of fun videos that I really enjoy there, but yeah, on Node they play a lot of VR stuff. They work, well, one of the people who plays with them on Node is actually a designer for a game in VR called Hover Junkers, which is it's one of those games that as of right now is a VR game that one of the VR games that I'm most excited about, because I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of games in VR that I'm trying to think. I should really think through what I'm going to say before I start recording these videos, but I guess just some of the games that I'm excited about for VR, things that I've heard. There are so many of them. I highly recommend you just go to Node or another big YouTuber and just look at some of the games that people have played in VR, because there's a ton of really interesting games out there, and I'm super excited. But a couple specifics that I've seen that I'm really excited for, Raw Data, it's called. Raw Data, whatever. Data, tomato, whatever you want to call it. It looks like a very well polished off, obviously it's newer, VR is new stuff, but for the VR sort of industry, it's a very well polished game. I feel like they've put a lot of work into it, and it shows. Same with Hover Junkers. It's I don't know. It's kind of it's a very unique type of game for VR. One you haven't. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of unique. It's like it's not like stand up, like totally different from anything you've ever done. It's a first-person shooter style thing, but I don't know. Just the way that it works is like with the construction mechanics and some of the stuff that you get in the game, just a little different than a lot of what we're seeing from VR. But yeah, also it looks very polished. It looks a lot more like a full game than a lot of the other VR games are. A lot of the VR games are kind of like your, I don't know, your run-of-the-mill sort of like the games you'd see, like those little silly games you'd see big YouTubers play just to get like just for silly videos for laughs and stuff. A lot of them kind of like that, but you know, there's a couple, like I said, raw data, hover junkers, Out of Ammo, I think that one might be designed by the same guys that did DayZ. I could be wrong though. I don't know. That's another one that's just sort of a unique twist on a first-person shooter in VR. It just looks really like a really nice game, and I don't know. There's all kinds of them. I could go through listing stuff forever on, you know, what VR games I'm excited for, because I'm pretty much excited for every VR game. If it's on VR, I'm excited for it. But I'm just really, I can't wait for the day that VR becomes a thing where, you know, most people have it, or at least most people that, you know, want to play it have it, and you can use VR to play these games and play it not just on your own, but with your friends, with other people online, just interact with people through VR. And I don't know, I'm just really excited because it's a really interesting thing that it's like the true next generation of gaming. I don't know, it's just a really big step forward in the way games work. I mean, you're no longer like controlling with keyboard and mouse or a controller. You are controlling with your own movements. I don't know. I find that really exciting and interesting, and I can't wait for the day that that's the way that it works for all of us. I don't know. I assume that keyboard and mouse and controller and all that games will still be popular because it's a different style of gaming. I've never done anything with VR, but you can tell that, you know, the VR, you get tired, you get worn out. It's exhausting when you start getting into the more action-packed games, I guess, the ones where you have to end up moving around more. It's a different type of game, so I feel like your sit-down at the couch kind of games will still be very popular and still be a thing, but I don't know, I can see a lot coming out of VR, and I'm very excited. It's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to most, just in gaming in general in the future. As for other things I'm really excited for, a couple of games I'm really excited for. Star Citizen, I don't know. The hype was big about that a while ago. It's gone down a bit because, you know, development is taking a long time, but I don't know, I'm sure you guys have heard of No Man's Sky. The hype was pretty real for No Man's Sky. It's kind of like No Man's Sky, just a little more focused on combat type stuff. I mean, there's trading and exploring and all that to it too, but it's a little more combat-y. It's a little more on the combat-y side than it is on the like procedurally generated exploration type stuff, but it has some of that stuff too. That's the thing about it. It's not just I don't know how to describe it. You guys would have to look it up. There's all kinds of stuff, but it's completely crowdfunded, which I find amazing. They've raised so much money. They're working so hard on it. A lot of people thought it might be a scam or something, but I really, with the amount of videos they make for their channel about doing different stuff on it, there's no way it's a scam. I'm really excited for it as a game. No Man's Sky, I really like the idea of it. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but I'm just really excited for Star Citizen, everything that Star Citizen has. New Battlefield game looks pretty cool. Battlefield 1, World War I based Battlefield. I don't know, it looks pretty exciting. Haven't really looked too much into it though. The trailer looked really nice, but I don't know. I think I'm going to end it here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Leave any ideas you have for future topics in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Shut up, John.